The Right Honourable Member for North East Somerset. Eton educated, then Oxford, worked in the city. Hedge fund business co-founder. Very wealthy man, very much on the hard right of the Conservative Party. On same-sex marriage, he said, quote, "Marriage is a sacrament, and the decision of what is a sacrament lies with the Church, not with Parliament," which for him would be the Roman Catholic Church, not the Church of England. He has been accused of using his faith to try to justify or give respectability to his bigotry, an accusation which carries significant weight as far as I'm concerned. His strident virtue signalling on abortion is not something new. But surely, Mr. Mogg, in the case of rape or incest, you would support a woman's right to no, morally indefensible. Life begins at the moment of conception. Life is actually an unbroken chain going back billions of years on this little planet. But as a committed Catholic, certain aspects of reality are not things he will acknowledge. He has to loyally follow church doctrine. More and more, post-2016 referendum, I see this man, this cartoon, in front of me. And yes, he isn't massively dissimilar to Boris Johnson. He's been putting himself, as Mr. Mogg, front and centre, calling for a Canada-style deal with the EU. So, no customs union. It's by no means comprehensive, the EU-Canada deal, by the way. It's largely about removing duties and tariffs, but Canada is still subject to non-tariff barriers, EU rules and regulations. Canadian businesses will still find obstacles lined up against them. They do business in Europe. So why does a Canada model appeal to Rees Mogg and his hard Brexit buddies? Well, no obligations, right? If we ain't signed up to the 4 freedoms, we don't have to abide by ECJ rulings, then hey, it's all good. Future's looking rosy, right? No more pesky Poles or Bulgarians or Romanians either coming over, taking our jobs, and no more being dictated to by the evil bureaucrats in Brussels. Yeah, sunny uplands. So, Rees Mogg, Eton, Oxford, hedge funds, millionaire, political power. Yeah, that's his road. But will it lead to number 10? Is this guy going to get in and become our next head of government, Mr. Hurrah for 0-hour exploitative employment contracts, which entirely favour bosses because fuck workers' rights, Mr. Fuck climate change legislation, Mr. Well, let's just look at his voting record, shall we? Let's crunch some numbers. Between 2012 and 2016, he voted 52 times to reduce welfare benefits spending. Over a 5-year period, he voted 14 times against higher benefits over longer time periods for people whose illness or disability means they are unable to work. Jacob Rees-Mogg voted to repeal the Human Rights Act in 2012, and he did so again in 2016. His voting record clearly shows that he favours a new nuclear weapons system for the UK. Gay marriage, the European Union, euthanasia. Do I really need to go into details there? What about education? He voted in favour of tuition fees. You know, those fees which cripple students with debts that many will still be paying off in middle age. Some might never be able to pay it back. Yeah, he voted in favour of them 5 times between 2010 and 2017. Would it shock you to learn he's voted in favour of mass surveillance several times, and he wants a stricter asylum system and tougher enforcement of our rules on immigration. What a guy. Yeah. Not beyond the realm of the possible that he worms his way into becoming Prime Minister. That this man ascending to the role of Premier would be an utter fucking disaster, not just for progressives in Britain, but for the country generally, should go without saying. I think I would actually move to Ireland if this man became our leader. Yeah, that'd just about do it for me.